Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Dave Yoster. I'm the president of the Managed Service Provider Association of America. Today, we are joined by Rocco Guerriero from Contour. Rocco, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
So, Rocco, you are an MSP, and I speak to a lot of MSPs, but I wanted to have a chat with you because you have a very unique product and a service offering that I wanted to touch on during this interview. But before we get into that, tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us a bit about your company.
So first off, thank you for inviting me today. My name is Rocco Guerriero, as you mentioned. I am the founder and CEO of Contour Data Solutions. Started the company in May of 2008, coincidentally on my son's birthday. We've been in business for over a decade, providing IT services. I'm a very lucky man, as everyone will observe on my LinkedIn profile. I'm a husband and a father of 3.
Boys or girls?
I have 2 boys and 1 girl.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
They keep you busy, right?
Oh, they absolutely do, for sure.
Tell us a bit about the company. You said you started this company a while ago. What is it that you do?
So we were originally founded as a data center IT services provider, meaning that we were delivering advanced technology services. So helping companies develop, deploy high availability solutions, virtualizing the infrastructure when VMware and hypervisor technology first came to the market. We helped companies establish business continuity platforms so they can always operate in the event of both a simple and catastrophic disasters. So our pedigree goes back to delivering those type of services. As the company matured over the years, we developed our own private cloud platform, and that's how we entered into a cloud first strategy. And then, moving forward to today, we deliver managed IT services. And what that means is we augment customers' IT departments, helping them deliver strong SLAs back to the business so the business can focus on their core offerings and not IT.
So I've looked at your website quite extensively, actually, and one of the key words that keep coming up and I keep seeing is cloud. Now, for most people, they know what cloud is, right? Still some people out there that don't really understand what cloud means, but you mentioned cloud a lot, and you mentioned hypervisor VMware a few minutes ago. Looking back 10 years, everyone was doing hypervisors, everyone was doing VMware. Do you think that the trajectory of technology is moving away from that, or what is it going towards nowadays?
Well, we've heard a lot of buzzwords over the years from, hybrid cloud, public cloud, private cloud. At the end of the day, I think it comes down to business objectives. And when we think of the word cloud, at least from my perspective, I look at it as an approach, a strategy, not a place. I don't believe cloud is a place because of how we've seen SaaS-based technologies come to market, such as Salesforce and NetSuite, and we've seen large hyperscalers such as Azure and AWS come to market. Cloud for me is a strategy. Taking a cloud-first approach to delivering services means that we're considering all places to host our applications. So cloud is very important in our strategy, but it doesn't necessarily mean we're not in control of the actual applications.
So if I'm thinking what you just said as a potential client, and you're talking about cloud and strategy, how does that play into a client relationship and the client's architecture?
Well, everything always depends on the actual platform and the applications that the customers consume. But if you
Sure.
take an average mid-market customer that has Microsoft 365, that's a form of cloud. For years, as you know, we've had Exchange on-prem, and we've
Yeah.
migrated to this 365 approach. It's that same type of mentality that traditional cloud will bring. So you might host very traditional applications inside of your own data center. That's your private cloud. If you have both the skills and you have a need for web-based services and you need to service an application out to a larger audience, you may choose a company such as Azure or AWS because of the way they deploy web services. So depending upon the goals and objectives, depending upon the application, you'll choose a platform, a provider, and a strategy that obviously looks at budget, looks at SLAs, and looks at the business in terms of how they want to consume that particular solution.
And for companies that, quite frankly, don't know how to even start thinking about that, that is one of the services that your company offers, correct?
Absolutely. In fact, we actually own and operate our own data centers in the US, in Salt Lake City and in Reading, Pennsylvania. We help companies take a cloud first approach by taking a look at what applications or what servers they're no longer interested in hosting into their own data center. We'll help offload that into ours. We'll help them look at which applications make the most sense to go to a hyperscaler and which SaaS platforms make the most sense for them to consume. You want to manage less, not more. You want to focus on your business, not on IT. Hopefully, Contour as a provider is providing those services through that augmentation that we talked about early on.
And we've spoken a lot about cloud, but any company that is looking for tech services is not just about cloud, right? We both know that. Your company obviously provides obviously the infrastructure we just spoke about, but also the general technical support, or if someone needs help with a printer or something like that. Do you also provide that?
Absolutely. And I think coming from the data center space and coming from the advanced technology space, it's allowed us to actually move into managed services with an approach that's allowed us to be successful, designing and architecting a platform that's always available, that's high performing, that can scale with the business, allows us to support the end user community. So as I
Well,
mentioned, we started in a data center and we've migrated over to the managed services strategy. That allowed us to support the end user community by developing and deploying solid, good performing platforms inside the cloud. So they go hand in hand. Being a good cloud provider means that we can deliver a good managed services offering to our customers.
okay, great. I do have to ask this question. There are thousands upon thousands of managed service providers across the United States. Not everyone has their own data centers. I know that you know that. And I think you've already answered this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What makes your company different from all the other managed service providers?
You know, we all use the word boutique, and we truly are a boutique, right? And I think, you know, when we think about the word boutique, the reason why we use it is because we can offer all the services in-house. We are following the sun from a support model perspective. We have operations here in the US, operations in Asia. We can actually develop and deploy a strong support model for our clients 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We don't actually take holidays here. In addition to that, we've developed our own automation platform, not just for AI ops in a sense that we're providing, you know, artificial intelligence around supporting our customers and resolving those issues quicker, but we also have an orchestration technology that's behind it that allows us to provision, deploy, and manage services through our own platform, which we call Cinch software. So we are unique in a sense that we try to help our customers, you know, by deploying the technologies from an in-house perspective. So we're not consuming third-party technologies that drive up cost. I do believe that we are a low-cost provider. We find ourselves in a really good position when it comes from a cost competitive perspective. And I think it's because we have a lot of in-house services that we deploy and manage ourselves. So there's no finger pointing. We are fully responsible for our clients, whether it's a cloud first approach, whether it's an application platform from, IT operations, or whether it's from the actual people that we use to deploy these services.
Thanks, Rocco. There was a lot of information and really appreciate that. I do want to move forward a little bit. So we've spoken about your company, the service you provide, but one thing we haven't touched on, which I really do want to touch on in the next few minutes before we end here, is you not only provide services to clients, but you also have a program or a platform, if you want to call it that helps and supports managed service providers as well. Tell us a bit more about what that is exactly.
So I'm a big advocate of the industry. I actually do believe in my heart that managed services provider, we as a community do support our customers much more uniquely than a traditional value-added reseller or system integrator. So part of our go to market is that we do allow for any MSP that's part of the MSP Association of America to consume Cinch software as part of their go to market at no cost. And when I say no cost, we truly mean no cost. They're allowed to use it for CRM, help desk ticketing, project management, and business management. So we do allow them to run their business on the Cinch platform because we want to help them achieve success, and not just success by delivering a good product or service to their own organization, but we want them to have that financial independence that being an entrepreneur brings to the table. A lot of people always ask me, why did I start a business? Honestly, it was
Sure.
because I wanted that independence. That was important to me. Having the experience in operations and in information technology, I felt that I could provide a good product and a good service to my community. And I do believe that by Contour allowing the MSP community to consume this service, it's going to help them provide a better product and better service because they can focus more on their customers. And that's something that comes with believing in the actual industry that you work in. And I do believe in all of us as a community in this particular industry.
And I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to put a webinar on that actually shows this platform and shows the power of it. I've seen it briefly, and you and I have been back and forth on this, but I think something that's going to be valuable to the MS community is if they actually see it and see how you present it, and if they decide to use it, great. That's a fantastic offering that you're offering to the MSP community to build up, because you're right, it is a community, and we're here to support each other, right?
That's
Russell,
100%.
we're running up on time here, but before we do close, we've covered a lot about you, the company, and this other platform that you're offering. But before we close, is there anything that you'd like to say to our audience who's going to watch now or in the future? What would you like to say to them?
Whether you're considering Contour as your provider, I do encourage everybody to speak to your local MSP. What you'll find is a lot of us care. We have passion towards what we deliver. I think a lot of us can help organizations out there. We tend to take a different approach as an MSP. So I would say what's real important to me is take our call, spend a few minutes with us, learn about how we can support you. And what you'll find that most of us can provide a good product, a good service by augmenting your existing IT department. That's probably the biggest message I was hoping to deliver today.
Rocco, thanks so much for being here with us today. I'm going to put your website down below there. So if anyone is interested in reaching out to you or even look at your website, the website is down below. Go have a look. Maybe it applies to you. Maybe you find something, or maybe just reach out to Rocco for a conversation, right? Rocco, thanks so much for
Thank you.
being with us. I really appreciate the conversation.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it as well.
You have a fantastic day.
You too.
Bye bye.